think about your financial future in your 20s and 30s, you may be unsure as to how to best start planning towards those particular goals you have set yourself over your lifetime. Now, these are 5 basic tips to help you get into better shape financially and start that planning journey towards working towards those goals. Now, my first tip is very much a call to action. Start today. Now, we all know how small things and small changes can add up to have a huge impact over time. But the key factor here is time. The same logic applies to your savings. So we want to give your savings, even small amounts at the beginning, enough time to really build up and start building those foundations towards achieving those goals that you have set yourself over your lifetime. Now, when we start at the beginning, we want to go back to basics. We want to start reviewing your expenditure habits. So let's go through those bank statements and start thinking about what is essential expenditure and what is discretionary expenditure. And can we actually cut out some of those non-essential costs? My third tip is to build up an emergency fund. Now, especially when you're younger, your finances may be tight, and so it can be difficult to start saving up for that emergency buffer. But equally, it means that we are only one unanticipated expense away from potentially tipping us into debt. So, as a bare minimum and as a general rule of thumb, you want to build up around 3 to 6 months worth of expenditure to just help you keep afloat if one of those emergencies hit. Now, if you do find yourself in a position where you have tipped into debt and you have unsecured debt, then your top priority should be to repay this as soon as possible, as generally servicing debt can be very expensive, especially over time, and so it can unduly weigh on your financial planning strategy. My final tip builds on these other steps. So once we are building up these savings, what do we do with them? My top tip here is to not take any undue risks and don't follow the herd. You have undoubtedly heard your peers talk about the latest hot investments, whether it be cryptocurrencies or financial derivative products. But the key here is to not take any risks with your monies that you don't completely understand and that you may not feel comfortable with. There are an infinite number of investment options around, and so it's really key that you seek appropriate advice from a professional that has expertise in this area. If you would like further advice on how to plan for your future, we are offering free financial consultations as part of Financial Planning Week, so please don't hesitate to get in touch.